Good morning, Giants. Welcome to Wake Up with Giants TV. I'm Ryan Morris. Have you ever wondered how to reach your most ambitious goal? We have thoughts. Good morning, Giants. Welcome to Wake Up with Giants TV. I'm Ryan Morris. This is Nicholas T. Smith,
Yeah, ambitious,
and we are ambitious.
ambitious. This is what we were joking about before.
Oh,
Um,
boy.
Here it goes. Yeah, you're gonna love it. You're not gonna hit your goals. Yes, I am, bitches.
I'm so ambitious.
I am, bitches. It's not that kind of ambitious. It's a little bit
Yeah.
different. No, ambitious goals. Uh, Man, so one thing I've been thinking about a lot in the last few weeks is SMART goals and how much I really don't like them. I mean, I get
Not
it.
smart goals.
Yeah. But then again, I could see where they'd be useful. But you think about a goal. Let's talk about what a goal is. It's an aim, right? It's an end point. It's a limit, a boundary. It's kind of like going to that boundary. I'm going to get to that boundary and I'm going to quit. I'm going to get there and I'm going to stop. It's like climbing Mount Everest and not coming down. It's like probably a point you want to come down. So yeah,
Well, at least one person thinks we're funny. Thanks, Nick.
yeah. Thanks, Steph. And that's a wrap.
That's the show.
Yeah. A goal versus a purpose. A purpose is a place to rest, right? You move forward to a place where you're going to rest, and then you come back down, or you go again, or you do something else, right? I like the idea of a purpose more than a goal. A goal is where you end up. And it's like, yeah, I've ended up in some places I really don't want to be. Not too fun. And somebody will listen to this and be like, and I don't want it to be all black and white like that, but it's one of those things that we use so prevalently, but then it comes down to, well, how do you reach your goals? And you go into a corporate meeting, let's reach our goals. Let's talk about our goals. Let's have a meeting about the meeting about meeting goals.
I feel like you've been in some meetings, Nick.
I think I feel some resentment around that. A little bit of refeeling of it. So let's talk about a SMART goal, right? The SMART goal is it's got to be. Let me just pull it up. It's got to be specific, right? It's got to be measurable. It's got to be achievable. It's got to be relevant and time bound. Don't you tell me what to do, right? I got some big goals. You're going to tell me it's got to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic. Come on, don't be dreaming. And time bound.
Yeah.
Wow. How does that feel?
Very restrictive.
I say it in a certain way. How does that feel? Yeah, I frame it in a way where you're like, yeah.
There is no other way to feel.
Yeah. So I guess Peter Drucker in a book in 1981 was like, how do I sell this book? How do I sell this book? Somebody's going to hate this. I hope so. How do I sell a book? Let's make an acronym. I know. Let's make an acronym. What better than SMART? How do we limit it down to just one acronym for reaching what we want in life? That's my thought there. I think I'm a little fiery this morning around it. So
I like your fire.
There's so many ways to go about it. I think what happens is we limit our path. We set the goal from the how to, and we start to look at the vision of this is what I know and this is where I'm at, and then we measure from there and we determine what's reasonable from where we are. And we're like, well, I've never done this before, so I'm going to set this goal in a reasonable manner. I'm going to do my most ambitious goal from what I know. I almost think you got to throw that out the window a little bit, because where you're going is into the unknown. If Lewis and Clark, right? Let's use them as an example. I was going to say Columbus. A lot of people hate Columbus. So I'm going to use Lewis and Clark. Yeah, I mean, he went out in the world, but Lewis and Clark, let's talk about them. They went out to explore the U.S. and map a path from one side of the ocean or one ocean to another, right? They were looking for the Northwest Passage, I believe, if I remember my schooling back in like 6th grade. That's about how long ago it's been since I've looked at Lewis and Clark. But Sacagawea, that's all I think about. Yeah, but they went out into an unknown world, and so if they had done a reasonable thing, right, a smart goal. Let's set a smart goal about finding Northwest Passage. Hey, Clark, we haven't ever done that, but I could imagine them having that conversation. We haven't ever done that before, so we need to be reasonable.
Not ambitious.
No, we don't want to be ambitious. Clark, Lewis, we've had this conversation over and over, and yeah, I just imagine it's like, no, it's got to be specific. Well, yeah, we want to find the Northwest Passage. It's got to be measurable. Okay, you're going to document it as you go, but they're going into unknown territory, right? Attainable? Back in the day, that wasn't attainable. What Elon Musk is doing right now with Mars and his technology, that wasn't attainable. If we would have set the goals from what was attainable, quote unquote, then that wouldn't have happened. Reasonable. These guys are irrational. They're setting goals that are beyond what people think is possible. I remember there's something about a patent office back in the 1900s. Is a story that's floating around that says, "Oh, everything that's ever been invented has been invented, and that's it. There aren't any new inventions that'll come." Something along those lines, right? And so that was back in the 1900s. Here in the past 40 years, we've had technology boost like more than any other time in history, and we're going to see it go even further. And so the ambitious goals require us to step out of what's reasonable. We're going to go out of reason on this. And then timely. Sometimes we don't know the time frame. There are goals, though. I can absolutely get this, that there are goals that you can set a time frame on, and you know when it's going to happen. And you go get it done. Like imagine if Lewis and Clark were like, well, we got to have this done by next week, guys. Let's get on it. Right? There's no way that would have happened. I just picture the what is it, Chris Farley version of that. Tommy, what, I don't know what movie that was, where they were the explorers. It was the worst movie ever. I think it was his last movie.
Beverly Hills Ninja.
Yes,
that was a pretty bad one.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was it.
It wasn't that. But here's where, to achieve these ambitious goals, this is what I think around it. And this is just a perspective. I want people to hear this. This is you don't go write an acronym around what Nick says. It's you're looking at getting into.
Although Deb said maybe we should make up a different acronym.
Yeah.
It's probably true.
The stupid. It's not stupid. It's useful. It can be useful. It's just, I think there's better ways. So I'm going back. I'm being a paradox of words here. I'm like,
I love SMART goals. All of a sudden,
yeah, they're my favorite. It's like bubblegum ice cream at Baskin Robbins. This is my favorite. When I was 10, it was my favorite. I'm looking at the goals that we're setting. We've got a goal of 100 million people impacted by the book, a Pixar movie as a goal, as a vision, right? A purpose, and more of a vision. I would reframe it even to a vision. We have a vision more than a goal. We have a vision of what we want to accomplish. And with a goal, I see a lot of how-to inside of a goal. If you're going to set a goal, you're going to use the how-to. How do I get there using a goal? That would make sense. Smart, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. But or I have on my Clear Path training, I wrote about JOT goals, JOT, which is just one thing. Just do one thing, right? Get into action around it.
I thought you said jock goals.
Yeah, not JOT goals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Water boy. So,
you're gonna get athletic on us, Nick.
Yeah. I don't even know who all the players are, but I know who the water boy is.
There you go.
So JOT goals, just one thing. But when it comes to vision, your most ambitious, I would almost change this from goals to vision. That you're not going to know how. That when you step out onto that path, it's uncertain. And that uncertainty, the beauty of uncertainty is that's where the opportunity is. That's where the exploration comes in. That's where the curiosity comes in. Yeah, I like this. Opportunities to co-create. I like that. Opportunities. So when you step into that uncertainty, What was that? There was a quote that I have in my presentation. It says, when nothing is certain, everything is possible. When nothing is certain, everything is possible. And what I've seen with some of the greatest creators of our time is they set a vision and then they follow the intuitions and ideas as they come. They do act on them, and they act on them actively. That's usually what acting means. I just want to make sure that I clarify the power of my my dialogue here. They act on they act on them actively. So they get out there and they act on these things, and then they just they go after it, and they follow the paths as they come. It's like chasing goals like lightning. The vision, almost like a tree. I'm going to go into that. The tree, right? The tree is the tree. At the end of the day, when it's all complete, it's tree. It's branches and branched out and fractaled. There's my word, all over the place. So there's no straight path. You don't have like a line for a tree unless you're drawing it, like I draw. Then I would draw a line and some sticks coming off of it. But in most cases, it's pretty bifurcated. And so in your life, when you're going after your visions, you're going to see it somewhat like that. The whole vision is still there, but it's branched. It's not a straight line. A goal, you cut through mountains and you're a straight line to the thing, and it's smart, measurable, attainable, reasonable,
Yeah, I was gonna say the instant, he brings up a good point. Anybody's a success as soon as they start out on that path. It's the pursuit of a worthy or attainable thing, ideal.
Yeah. Well, I shared with you the other
letting life happen to you, getting lifed.
Well, so think about what I shared last night. On April 5th, I wrote a vision, and I grabbed another job. So I left my job and I grabbed another one while we're building this platform. And I wrote the vision of that. And what did you notice in that vision?
I said it was creepy.
Okay. Yeah, it's creepy. Not in a bad way. Like, I get to go to work without my pants on.
Now that's creepy.
Yeah.
It was almost spot on what Nick wrote about what he was going to get to what did occur.
Yeah, I didn't write it from the how to. I wrote it as though it already was on April 5th. And I have it written down. And yesterday I started that job. And my date for it, my projected date was June 5th. So 2 months. And here I am ahead of that by a month. And it is almost exactly what I wrote in that vision. Almost exactly. There are a few variations in it, but most of it is accurate. And so as you're writing your vision is on this, in the future, this creation, this projection that I'm putting out there for me is so clear that I could see it. I could feel it. I can describe it. And I did the best I could with what I knew, right? When I wrote that April 5th, and here, May 4th, may the 4th be with you. May the 4th. Is that Mike Tyson saying that? May the 4th be with you. You guys. So yeah, here it is a month later, and it's realized. Almost identical to the vision. So when you're going after your ambitious goals, you're going into the uncertainty. So to write it in a reasonable way from what you've got to step out of that reason. So set your vision more than anything, and then set your purpose, have it be a place where you get to, and then you rest, and then you find another pinnacle to climb, another mountain to climb, and go for something else. See what else you can create. So hopefully this is making sense. Does that resonate? I mean, there's nobody else on here but you and me.
They all quit after I don't know, a minute.
Holy cow, he's rambling.
102, which was pretty much our intro, and then to see what we were going to talk about. Like, oh, okay, well,
like I can't, yeah. Put that away. Yeah. Well, that's my rant on it. Is the goal, to go to a limit and stop, kind of a goal. Yeah, let's get their team, go team. Let's get that SMART goal. Let's make it simple. minuscule. Not, I don't know, average. Let's make it an average goal. I could come up with an acronym for this. Rational. Simple, minuscule, right? No, I like this. Vision is like a compass. It's a bearing. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Jen, beautiful. I love that. Because it's what you have in mind. It's the direction you're going, and the how to, the how to. Yeah. How do you make that goals that realistic? Okay. So let's talk about that. Let me share. So if you and I were having a conversation right now, Christina, and we were talking about today, we were talking about your day. Or talk about yesterday. We're talking about yesterday, and you're sharing your day with me, and you're really just telling me like this is what happened today. And I'm sitting there listening, and I'm like, wow. In a way, you're telling me the emotion of it. And this guy did this, and I was driving my car down the road, and then this car came out of nowhere, almost hit me, kind of a thing. And I was scared. I felt this emotion. Then you would share it in that way. So when you're creating the goal in the future and you're making it that realistic, what you're doing is you're putting yourself as though you're in that situation right now. And let me know if that makes sense by giving me a thumbs up in the comments. But you're making that vision so clear, you're writing it from the now, not the how. Because when you write it from the how, it can feel overwhelming. Well, how am I going to do that? Because that's what we have a tendency to do. Well, I'm going to reach this vision, and this is how I'm going to do that. That's how we write our goals.
Instantly, when you do that too, it takes the possibilities that are infinite and makes them one linear path. It has to happen this way, right? You had a customer that came in and the one finance option didn't work. Like, that's it. That's our dream. We can't get approved by.
They did. They said, this is how we're going to do it. We're already pre-approved. This is what the bank's going to do. This is what we're going to do. They narrowed the path so badly that when the bank came back and said no, they quit. And I could have got them approved. I could have got them a loan, a great loan. And so they didn't do it because they got so narrowed in their vision of this is how I'm going to make it to that goal. So let go of the how to. Get rid of it. Just write it as though it already is. That's what I mean when I say write the vision. So write it as though you're telling me about it, like this thing just came to be right now. And you're so excited, you're in that energy, and you're using your eyes, your ears, your senses, your emotions, all of them are involved to write that. And so when you write that vision, you're not writing, how am I going to do that? Like, man, Cherry, if you're going to be in Australia, you write the vision that I am in Australia. You write the vision from Australia, not from how you're going to get from India to Australia, because that's what we have a tendency to do. And that's what a SMART goal is. The SMART goal is, how do I get there? And what is it that's reasonable that's going to get me there? That's a SMART goal. When we're talking about ambitious goals, impossible goals, I think of Simone, the gelato shop owner in Santa Monica, right? He didn't know how he was going to do it. He just said yes. And he didn't speak English. He didn't know how to make gelato. He didn't know how to do any of that when he started. So when he set his goal, that was a ridiculous goal. I'm going to be in the US, and this is how I'm going to do it. He didn't have all the how-tos. He just said, I'm going to be in the US. And he made it happen. He filled in the gaps. Notice how you
even know entirely how to make gelato.
No, he didn't have grandma's recipe. He came up with his own. He learned. He's an Italian man that speaks Italian, learns English in America, learns to make gelato in America. Like, this is a man that really stretched and went for his ambitious goal without having any of the how-to. Now, what happens is when he set that vision, all these possibilities started showing up. That's the beauty of a vision, is that the possibilities start showing up. And so the more clear you can get around that vision, the more options are going to show up for you. That's what we've done, Ryan, with everything we've created. So I know we're going on 20 minutes here. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. As if you were in it. Yep. You've got it. That's it. So, yep. Running the race backwards. So you start to see the possibilities for running that race, right, Hugh? So you set the vision, and then you start running the race back in time. And you might find other paths that you didn't see when you were creating that vision. And so open up to all the possibilities. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Any other thoughts, Ryan? We've rambled.
Yep.
I've rambled.
Yep. Now you know, people.
Yeah.
Now you
Now,
know.
now you
Now
know.
go do.
Yes, I am, bitches. Yeah. All right, guys. We love you. Make it a giant day, and we will see you in the next video.
Love you too.